at Heinz Field. Tonight we reach the unofficial midway point of the season with a good Monday night battle between the Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So here to lead out the offense in his first year as a Dolphin, but 15th overall, it's the bearded veteran Ryan Fitzpatrick. And the new coaching staff coming in, they finally decided to pull the plug on the Ryan Tannehill era after 7 seasons and no playoff wins. So enter Ryan Fitzpatrick, signed in free agency, fittingly on St. Patrick's Day, by the way. But last year with Tampa Bay, you remember Fitzpatrick got off to that incredible start. Over 400 yards passing in each of the first 3 games of the year, 11 total touchdown passes, and now it's his time to do it with Miami. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. To throw is Fitzpatrick. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. On first down, Drake. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Now, Kenyon Drake, he was kind of underutilized last year when Adam Gase was head coach, only 7 starts. But now he's going to get a chance under new head coach Brian Flores to really showcase his talent. He certainly flashed his diverse playmaking abilities a season ago. 9 touchdowns, 5 through the air, and 4 on the ground. That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that open things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good. That middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's Drake. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
They'll run with a second-year man from ASU, Kalen Ballage. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. It's Big Vince Williams who made the tackle. And here now a look at the Dolphins' offensive unit.
And they come off a tough loss last week, and what's their reward? A second straight road game. Rarely are teams happy about scheduling. They're always calling the league office saying, how come we have this game and that game? But when you're coming off of a loss on the road and you go right into another one, that's a difficult task.
Eighth play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. Now a draw play with Drake. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Tried to go draw play out of the gun down here.
Yeah, they tried to spread things out, didn't they? They wanted to move people away from the center of the field, away from the line of scrimmage near the ball, so that the runner could find some space. Unsuccessfully, though.
Let him know.
Now Fitzpatrick on 4th down. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this crowd into it early. Their guys stand tall on the opening drive of the football game. And that could be a major momentum swing here early.
Because the defense stopped them. How great is that? They go for it on the first drive of the game. They're the ones trying to establish something, trying to assert a little dominance. And guess what? You turn it back on them and give the ball to your own offense. I agree with you. It could change momentum in a big way.
2nd and 5 now. Rudolph, he'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
70. Brings up 3rd down. Three down. Get it.
Rudolph on 3rd down. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 7-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. Fresh off the pick 6, it's Rudolph. His throw incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. But it'll be 2nd down. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. This is a guy who made a Pro Bowl in his 2nd season, James Conner. And once again, the Dolphin defense holds firm as they'll stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
You better talk to your boy. You better talk to your boy. I'm going to protect you.
A loss of 10 yards.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Here's Jordan Berry now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Returnable for Grant. And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the 2nd quarter. Off the play fake here, Fitzpatrick, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. He gets it into the arms of Parker, complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Devontae Parker, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage.
That score was not a game clincher by any stretch of the imagination. But the other team now has to be careful to not let this game begin to slip away.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Dolphins 14.
And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, long touchdown pass into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. This game number 7 of the year for each of these two teams, and much of the NFL now at the halfway point of the year. I want to remind you, though, that Week 9 kicks off this Thursday night here on EA Sports. Halloween night, as a matter of fact. Charles will be dressed as a Velociraptor, and me, because I'm a fun sponge, I'll just be dressed up as a play-by-play guy in a suit as we together bring you the 40. Under pressure, and down he goes. Charles Harris. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Here's Rudolph. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. September 24th, that was the date that Nick Vanette was picked up from Seattle. And the emergence of Will Dissly made him expendable with the Seahawks. Plus, Vance McDonald has been banged up early, so you will see a lot of Vanette going forward. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Here comes Grant on the return. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be Dolphin football. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 45. Here's Fitzpatrick. Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Play fake. It's Fitzpatrick. And he completes it to Wilson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 25 yards that time.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver there, Kenyon Drake. But now it's 3rd down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively, you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
He looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. Let's see if they change tunes.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. That brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. And once again, the Dolphin defense holds firm as they'll stop him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll lead here to a third down. The Steelers on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Back to throw, Rudolph. Open man, it's Vanette. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 8 yards, first down as they're able to convert. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Open man here is Gentry. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 42. Here comes a first down throw for Rudolph. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Rudolph. Complete to Washington. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target, but it's going to be second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Rudolph throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Ryan Switzer, the intended target. 3rd down here. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Rudolph throwing again. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. And Boswell's kick is good. But hang on, a flag is down. Now, if it's on the defense, they might decline it and take the points. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Jalen Samuels, his 2nd touchdown on the season as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played.
Jalen Samuels. Touchdown, Steelers.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Fitzpatrick now to throw on first down. And this is caught. It's Parker. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
Final play of the half, Fitzpatrick. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was the visiting Seahawks who were able to come away with the road victory. Russell Wilson, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Raiders. Duke Johnson, what a game. 3 touchdown runs in the victory. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities to check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. And they were winners in their ball game as they beat the visiting Washington Redskins. Kirk Cousins, strong in the victory as his guys upped their mark to 6-2 on the year. In our game, we got to see a little Fitzmagic. Ryan Fitzpatrick looking good. His guys lead it by 10 as we send it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Again, a run with Connor. In on the stop defensively, Raekwon McMillan. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Shotgun snap for Rudolph. Able to find Switzer. And they work this well upfield across the 45. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. On 1st and 10 is Connor, and the ball is knocked out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Bobby McCain here, the one who brings him down.
60
It's a gain of 5. Brings up third.
And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And he coughed it up. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. He's at the 30, 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that, and that's what they've done all game long.
Sanders on for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
I got you.
They'll start the drive with Samuels. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. The loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Staying on the ground with Samuels. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 20. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. Remember, right now they are on a 6-game losing streak, trying to snap that. And a good sign is they've got the lead in the football. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Drake will start the drive on the ground. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Hey, 20! Watching you 5. Here it comes, here it comes.
A first down throw for Fitzpatrick. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. The catches like that, that's what the Dolphins envisioned when they took Gesicki high in the 2nd round a season ago. He did have 22 catches as a rookie, but did not find the end zone. Certainly feels more comfortable wearing number 88, his old college number, after sporting 86 as a rookie. They'll run on first down. It's Drake. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Fitzpatrick throwing complete and brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, Tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Back to you. I'm going back to you.
Running, it's Drake. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Off the play fake here, Fitzpatrick. They're able to locate Wilson. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to bowl his way into the end zone for the Dolphins score. Kalen Ballage, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Second effort there, he was determined to find pay dirt, and he did.
I think that's a great example of what coaches talk about, a back that runs behind his pads, and he uses pads to get him into the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. Back now in Pittsburgh, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Sanders now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, here's Rudolph. He'll get this one to Switzer. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now it's Rudolph. This one complete, right side to McDonald. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. They go draw play. This is Samuels. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Let's go.
Everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for taking the hit and possessing the football.
And picking up the first down. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Rudolph now to throw. Pass incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Javon Hargrave there on the stop. They'll stay on the ground. Balaj again. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
He's going to fire this thing deep right side. They've got his man complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Here's Fitzpatrick. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 15-yard line.
And they just had another big completion there, and I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. They stay on the ground with Drake. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Drake. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close.